Hi guys, my name's Stetson Kitchens, and today I want to talk to you about something that's going on in America and is a big issue. Now, you've seen it on the news, you've probably read about it in newspapers, heck, they even have TV shows about it now. What I'm really talking about is the issue of legalization of marijuana in the United States. Now, in my opinion, marijuana should be legalized, and I'll tell you why. But I know there's some side effects that goes along with marijuana. Everybody knows that. But there's also some really good reasons why marijuana should be legalized, such as it'll help the economy through taxes and fees that go along with, buying marijuana and people being allowed to sell marijuana. And of course, it'll get some prisoners that are currently in prison and jail out and prevent them from being back in. And of course, there's also the numerous medical benefits that goes along with marijuana usage. First, let's talk about the downside of using marijuana. Now, like I said, when you use marijuana, there are some possible side effects. For one, if you smoke marijuana too often and too heavily, you are able to be addicted to it, contrary to belief. Now, only about 8% of regular marijuana users are clinically addicted to it. Now compare that to the amount of people that are addicted to painkillers and other illicit illegal drugs, then we obviously have a fair winner there. And just like any smoke, marijuana smoke can cause problems with the lung and the airways, such as lung cancer, gum cancer, throat cancer, bronchitis, emphysema, things like that, things that go along with any smoke, such as tobacco smoke or cigar smoke. And when you use marijuana during the first hour after smoking, there is about a 480% increased chance of a heart attack. And this is because marijuana slows down the heart rate, and it speeds up the heart rate but lowers the blood pressure. And that's just not a good combination. So if one has a heart condition or multiple heart conditions, it's obviously not recommended to use marijuana, and doctors will tell you this. And of course, one of the biggest problems with using marijuana is if you have pre-existing medical conditions such as depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, marijuana usage can make these worse. So if you have a pre-existing mental condition, it's not a good idea to use marijuana. Like I said, doctors will tell you this if you ask them. But let's look at some of the upsides of using marijuana. Like, did you know that legalization can help boost our economy greatly? Everybody knows our economy is suffering right now. We need more money in the healthcare system. We need more money in the education system. We just need more money in our government and not so much debt. Well, for instance, in Colorado, marijuana will be taxed 25% for every sale. That's 25 cents on every dollar that is bought on marijuana goes back into the Colorado state government for use on education, for use on better roads, to help pay people that work in national parks, to help pay firemen, things like that. And studies show that in California, if they were to legalize marijuana, there would be about a $1.4 billion increase in revenue every year for the government. Now imagine that being done everywhere. No, not every state will have an increase of $1.4 billion in revenue. But even if it's only 900 million, that's still a lot of increase in revenue. And also, if we make marijuana legal in the United States, there won't be as many criminals or offenders of the marijuana laws that we have in place today, meaning that we won't have as many people in our jail systems and our prison systems that we do now. Did you know that for every person in jail and prison, it costs taxpayers about $26,163 of taxpayer money just to have that person in jail because of their health care and their food and their education and everything that comes free to them just because they committed crimes. So if we reduce the amount of people in jail because of marijuana laws, that means we're saving almost $27,000 in taxpayers' money per criminal. And you know what? Marijuana is also used as a medicine, has been used as a medicine for thousands and thousands of years. And for good reason. See, our body has cell receptors in a system called the endocannabinoid system. Now, this system helps control a lot of nervous functions in our body, such as our heart rate, such as our perception of time, a few other things like that. And the main ingredients in marijuana, and the active ingredients in marijuana, affects these nerves in the endocannabinoid system. Now, there's a few different illnesses, many different illnesses, honestly, that can be helped with the consumption of marijuana, such as people with seizures, or Tourette syndrome, or epilepsy. These people have problems in their endocannabinoid system because the receptors and the nerves in that system are not being, or they're being blocked in certain ways. So with the consumption of marijuana, that helps reduce the blockages in those nerves and helps reduce the symptoms. And also, with people with multiple sclerosis, their muscle spasticity is very painful and constant almost in some people. Well, the consumption of marijuana, because of its relaxing effects and muscle relaxing effects, helps reduce these symptoms of people with multiple sclerosis. So they don't have as much muscle pain as they did before. And also, marijuana helps relieve headaches, relieve pain, helps relieve nausea, and even helps kill cancer cells. That's why people who are on chemotherapy are prescribed medical marijuana a lot, because of the nausea, which is a major symptom of chemotherapy, and because it helps fight tumors and kill cancer cells, which of course is why people have chemotherapy in the first place. Now, I went over the side effects of marijuana and a lot of good things about marijuana. And I know there's side effects, just like with any prescription that we take, just like with any unhealthy foods that we eat. There's side effects. But these can be pretty much overlooked because of all the wonderful benefits that exist in this wonderful herb marijuana. For one, it can help boost the economy through taxation and fees and regulation by the government, and also reduce the amount of jail people, thus putting more taxpayer dollars in our pockets that we don't have to spend on these people in jail. And there's also numerous health benefits to go along with consuming marijuana. Now I'm going to leave you with this demonstration. Empty glass. This represents the amount of people that die every year in car crashes caused by drunk drivers. 25% of fatal car crashes are caused by drunk drivers. 25%. Now, the amount of people that cause wrecks because they're under the influence of marijuana, 6%. That's less than 1/4 of the amount of people that cause deaths because of drunk driving. 6% of wrecks are caused by people under the influence of marijuana. Now, which one do you think is easier to swallow?